And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
And I think if you're handing out hardware through 2 weeks of the season, he might be your MVP. Already 7 touchdown passes in just 2 games. As we do know, though, in real life, they don't hand you out anything this early. A lot of games left to get to it between now and the playoffs.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing, Bridgewater. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. A first carry for Najee Harris. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
To throw is Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Johnson the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. To throw, Bridgewater. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 30. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll set them back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Play action. It's Jackson. Steps away. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. A gain of 4, not enough. And it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater, and incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense for the Steelers, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Well, for all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well.
And what was amazing to me was the fact he was able to get as much on the ball as he did, because he was on the run. Normally when you're on the move like that, you don't expect the ball to go that far. You would think you need your lower body to be involved. That was an all-arm throw.
And that one covering an even 63 yards in the air.
Back up, son! Back up!
Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a throw here to his running back. That catch good for only a couple. Well, this defense for the Ravens, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. Short little throw to Ebron. And just shedding him off there. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, out of my way, and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Play action. Now Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. First down and more for Jackson. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Jamar Chase.
His first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And that time he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Cooper is going to remain in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
So now Eric Ebron and the rest of the offensive unit trotting on the field. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Yeah, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Harris.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Open man completes it to Claypool. Touchdown! Chase Claypool, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though, man. That's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
Kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On the move to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. They've got his man complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. Shoves him away. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have broken the tie.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack. And they fail on the try for 2. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and they end up getting sacked.
The Steelers taking over now late in this first half, as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. He gets it complete to Harris. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Ebron with it over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Play action now. Bridgewater. A gain of 6 there on first. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
To the air again with Bridgewater.
Completion here to Claypool.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission.
They go play action now. Jackson escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man. Complete. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Devin Duvernay.
As time expires in the first half.
And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And he will get into the end zone. So a perfect finish to the half. They get the touchdown on the final play and 2 more for good measure. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the 3rd quarter of action.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the... 25.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down.
Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. Eric Ebron. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
First down and much more for Henry. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's third and long.
Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the lead now up to 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. And the Steelers getting set and ready for their next possession.
I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Bridgewater on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. On the give, this is Harris. Fighting him off. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Bridgewater. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Chase Claypool, the intended target.
And it's 3rd and short. Throwing is Bridgewater.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Out of the gun, Bridgewater.
And hitting Juju on the slant.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now this throw caught left side and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now a first down carry for Harris. Uses the stiff arm. Whoa! Still won't go down. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he's got Rome. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Let's go, touchdowns, baby.
Leonard Fournette, 74 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Leonard Fournette, for a big back, he can cover a lot of ground, and he showed off the athleticism there as he broke off a big one.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works. But he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Cooper is going to remain in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Quick completion here to Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And shutting him off, now open field. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Bridgewater. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Still going. They can't stop him. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
No. 3 down.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. 2nd down. Goal. Bridgewater. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster there to make the grab. And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the...
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year.
And the Ravens are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
They'll look to throw. It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time, fourth down, Bridgewater.
Pass complete to Ebron.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his target, Ebron. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll try for it here on 4th. Bridgewater and company stay out there. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of...
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. scoring summary. 3-play drive. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Cooper, he's going to remain in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And running with power here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he